And that's in real estate. I can talk to someone now and they don't transact to me for till the next 2 years. So you have to keep just have conversations, I'll say something I've learned from mentorship, my mentor and everything is just more of you can't treat yourself, you have to treat yourself like a business. Everything businesses are doing, all these big businesses, Pepsi, Amazon, all of these. Obviously, I'm not as big as them, but like there's not yet. There's things you have to still focus on marketing. You have to focus on like again, even like financial planning, taxes, all these little things like allocating money for advertising. Or there's things you have to think of yourself beyond like I'm just getting a paycheck and I'm spending my money. You want to think of how can I grow my brand? How can I be scalable? What do I want to do? What is the end goal of who I obviously you might not know who you want to be in 5 years. Everyone knows, and it's not a big deal if you don't know. But you want to make sure you're doing things that are outside just like selling and stuff, because that's not always going to be the case. Like it's not always going to be high. So you just spoke about interest rates and things.
Yes.
You still want to talk to people, get yourself out there, let people know about you. So you just have to think of it as a business and try to do what you can do at different parts. Like I said, staying on social media is so hectic for me sometimes just because I'm on the road a lot, I'm doing so many things, but I still have to try like to just see myself as a business, not just someone that sells houses.
Hi, my name is Ayomide and you're now tuning into the Midday Show. This is a home for big dreams, bold moves, and real conversations. This is where we spotlight trailblazers making big moves in their careers and businesses. Today's episode is all about real estate and buying a home in Ontario, Canada. And our guest is the perfect person to guide us through it. Christianah Obenoro is a top realtor in the GTA with a passion of helping young professionals, first-time buyers, and families build generational wealth through real estate. From her award-winning excellence to her passion for educating others, she has a heart for making the home buying process less daunting and more empowering. So join me as we welcome the excellent, driven, and inspiring Christianah.
Wow, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Christianah. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Of course, I'm
So let's start from the very beginning.
Okay.
Before we even get to your story, for us that don't know, can you just explain what the difference between like a realtor, a real estate agent, and a mortgage broker?
Okay. So I'll start with a mortgage broker because that's like I think that has the biggest difference. So a mortgage broker is someone that helps you with the financial part of buying a home. This is typically like your lending, figuring out your credits, your down payments, what lenders want, and which one works best for your long-term / short-term goals. So that's why you hear the whole like fixed rates, variable rates, all of that. Okay. So they do with everything financial when it comes to actually buying your home. So a real estate agent and a realtor, I think this is the trickier part. So there's something called the Canadian Real Estate Association. Once you're a member of that, then you can be a realtor. But once you have your license and you've done the exams, you're a real estate agent. But if you don't have, if you're not part of that CREA, then you're not a realtor. Right? But you're still a real estate agent. However, a real estate agent and a realtor can sell you a home. It's just a matter of what association they're in. So I'll just say they're typically similar. And we typically help more with the finding of the home that matches the budget the mortgage brokers come up with for you.
Got it. Yeah. And if you went to the States, you would not be able to sell homes, or do you have to?
I would in terms of my knowledge, but I have to get my license that state. Like now, I was saying earlier, like there's a license you get for being in Toronto or Ontario. If I move to Calgary, Alberta, or like, I don't know, Sask, there's different process and licenses I'll have to get. So you can definitely sell wherever, you just have to get the license for that area. Okay. Yeah.
So how did you become a realtor? Like,
I know, right? It's so random. So I studied architecture. Thinking I was going to be an architect.
Wow.
Second year, I was like, I hate this. Like, I called my dad. I remember crying. I was like, yeah, I can do this. And I was like, we'll just try, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I just hit it in the second year. But I graduated, I finished, and I was like, okay, I don't want to do this. Like, I knew. But then I was thinking I'll go into interior design. So I was getting like a diploma, like online certificate for that, just so I could do. But in that time, I was working in the interior design industry, and I was having clients then. And one of the clients was like, "Oh, you should try looking into real estate. You'd be so great at it." And I was like, "What is real estate? Like, what is that?" And like, obviously, I'm Nigerian. I grew up in Nigeria, and my parents didn't really tell me about like real estate agents or like going to buy homes or lands. Like, we're always at home. We didn't know the details about it. So I looked into it. And I was like, oh, actually, this is cool. It felt like what I wanted to do in terms of like helping people, because I always knew I wanted to do something that had like an impact with people. And I also fit the lifestyle, because I used to pray to God not to have a 9 to 5, which is very weird. I don't have anything against 9 to 5, but I just knew
I know.
it wasn't for me. And seeing like, I did more research, seeing how it was. I was like, yeah, I think I can do it. And obviously, because everything just fit. And I was like, let me try it. Like, if worst case, I don't like it, I do something else. I have my degree, I'll figure it out. And I got into it 6 years ago and I've not looked back. Wow, so I guess that's how I got into it. But yeah.
So backtracking to like architecture, because that's such like a specific like area.
Yeah.
So like growing up, was it that like you were exposed to architects? Like what exactly made you?
I think up to now, I'm fascinated at how things come together. And I always like buildings and unique architecture and all of this, like obviously traveling and just seeing things around. And I was good at TD in the secondary school.
So that played a role.
Yeah, and I was very curious, like, let me just try, let me do it. Like, and I'm one of those people that just do stuff. I don't really try to think too much, because I feel like when I think too much, I just get scared and I don't do it. So I was like, yeah, let me try. Worst case, I would switch my major or something. But I was always so interested in like buildings, design, like all of that. I still am, but in a different way.
Yeah. That's so funny, because I actually wanted to be an architect.
Really?
When I was in like primary school. And then we did like intro tech in like secondary school. I was like, yeah, no,
not me.
This is not I really just got exposed because my uncle was an architect and he had so much money. He used to like take us to like the sites, and it should be like all these cool designs and stuff. And I was like, oh, this sounds good, but no, it's not for everybody.
No, I feel like before you can actually be an architect, like proper architect, you have to get your master's, you have to work. Like, I feel like the whole path to actually designing your own building, I was like, I don't love it that much to do it.
But do you dabble in like things like with like drawings or anything like that?
No, I don't do any of that. But on the bright side, when I like work with clients and we're looking at floor plans, it's very easy for me to understand and explain to my clients. So,
okay. Oh, that's it. That's a good add-on.
Exactly.
Wow. So like, I guess like growing up, well, let's start. Like, how many siblings do you actually have?
3. I'm first.
You're the first.
So that tells you a lot.
Okay, yeah. So were you like exposed with like business or like stuff that you felt confident? Because I mean, even though you might be tied to like a company, like you're still your own like
you're
boss.
self-employed.
Yeah. So were you like exposed to like businesses growing up, like or just being the first child, you just had to always
figure shit out? I'm a turd. I think both. So my dad is an entrepreneur, he's an engineer actually. So I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. My parents had their business, and that was how all of us survived. So I knew there was another world apart from 9 to 5. So I think there's that like, and with my dad, I saw like hard work, resilience. Like my dad used to encourage me, like I can do anything I want to do. Like he was one of my biggest fans, basically. So I think that mentality of like you can do something you like and make money from it and live off it came from that side. But also being firstborn and being responsible, having people like Nigerian parents be like, oh, your sisters are looking up to you, blah blah blah. So you have to know like you have to like do things. So I'll say a bit of both for sure. Yeah.
So when you moved to Canada and like, or even fast forward to after you finished school, and then you looked into real estate. What was the first thing like you did? So when you researched it, you found out like, okay, this part doesn't actually look bad. What are the steps that you took
to actually become a real estate agent?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I would say like I looked into, obviously I Googled how to get a real estate license. I also, at that point I was in Ottawa and I knew I wanted to move to Toronto. So I was just trying to look for how to be a real estate agent in Ontario, right? So at that point they were still doing online courses the board called Real Estate Council of Ontario, RICO. They were still doing online courses, so I looked into it. I called, emailed, got like the details, and at that point I was also like doing it online from home, so I could do it with my full-time job. I'll do it after work, on weekends. I'll wake up sometimes early in the morning to do some courses. The exams, I think they were like 6 main exams. You had to go in person, of course. So I'll just like take the day off from work or something. But yeah, it was just doing it online till I finished. Because they give you 2 years to do it, but you can do it as fast or as slow as you want. But I did it within like 5 months because like, I need to just get it done. Yeah, just like back to back. Because I was telling myself, if I took a break, I won't like get back to it. And again, like I wanted to just do it and be done.
So when you got your license,
yes,
what did you do?
Okay, I moved.
So you moved from Ottawa?
Yes, because I knew I didn't want to. I knew if I started in Ottawa, I wasn't going to. It would be harder for me to move to Toronto. So I moved. I interviewed different brokerages to see where, because you have to, when you have your license, you can't just start trading. You actually have to park your license with the brokerage. So it's a way of regulating everything you're doing, making sure there's no money laundering, no anything sketchy going on. And obviously, like, to also make sure you have insurance, because you're dealing with people's money, right? You want to make sure, like, if God forbid, if something goes south, the buyer or the tenant or the seller or the landlord, they have a way to be covered, like paid off. Because again, there's a lot of money for people, right? So you have to you have to get your insurance and get your brokerage and join a brokerage. So I did that. I interviewed a few, joined one. I actually left within like 2 weeks. But I joined one. I didn't love the experience, so it was fine. But I joined one, shopped around. But I've been where I'm at right now for like 4-ish, 5-ish years. So yeah.
So how does it work? So a brokerage, like
what is a brokerage?
What is that?
Okay. A brokerage is an entity, can be like, I don't know, there's now cloud brokerages. I won't say a building, but it's an entity basically that like has a broker of record. It's one that is trained to manage several real estate agents, right? And to make sure they're following the rules and regulations. Because again, it's a serious business, like you're dealing with people's money. So they need to make sure when this happens, there's this that goes into place when this happens. And I don't use too many real estate terms, but it's just, it's because I'm trying to just speak to a layman.
So
person. You have to join a brokerage. Okay. You cannot be by yourself. You can be by yourself in terms of like, you're not in a team, because there's teams in brokerages, but everyone has to have their license parked to a brokerage, and all your deals, all your transactions has to go through a brokerage for monitoring sake and tax purposes and all of that.
Okay, so so you said you were interviewing brokerages. So you are the one that
that picks your brokerage. It's ironic because it's like normally it's the job, the employer that picks it, but you're not an employee. You're an independent contractor, like you're self-employed. So you have to actually pick where you want to work. Brokerages have different support. Some brokerages support you through training. Some brokerages give you like exposure. Some brokerages is like, okay, this person's name is big in the real estate game. So you join them so that way it can be like easier for your clients to trust you. Like there's different things brokerages offer. You want to find the one that offers what works for you. At that point, I needed like training and support because I was newer, of course. And I wanted to know how to even draft an offer, how to talk to clients. When a client says they need this, what do I do? Like for my home inspection, what do I do? Like, so I needed that support at the beginning so much that I was like, I've heard some people say, oh, they'll get you a show on Amazon and Netflix, all these things. And it's like, I don't care about that when I'm starting out, right? So it just depends on what you want.
Get you a show, wow.
Yeah. So you just want to shop around different brokerages yourself to see what works for you and what you need and then join. Yeah.
Okay, so...
And they take a cut, of course, of your commission.
Oh, they do...
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. You pay brokerage fees, monthly fees, and then they take a cut of your commission.
Wow. There's lots of ways to make money.
Lots of ways.
Tell us about your first client.
Okay.
And how that made you feel.
My first client was actually my friend that went to school together, actually. And I helped her get a rental. It was a rental in downtown, a condo. I was so stressed. The showing was easy. Showing is the easiest part because I'm showing you nice condos. I'm also entertained.
Yeah, everybody's like enjoying that experience.
Exactly. And she's like, okay, I want to put an offer for this one. Because I was in the wrong brokerage, I told you I left shortly. I didn't know how to go about the offer. I didn't know anything. But I was like, oh, it's okay, I'll get back to you. I had to be professional. Yeah. I called my broker record, I was speaking up, all of that. It was a bit exhausting, but eventually got it done. Obviously, she moved in, she was excited. And like that was very like, wow.
Yeah,
like for me, it was like, it was like I can actually help someone get into a home. Like I knew that's what I was training for, but it was
like
different.
Seeing the reality was like
yes. And then my first buyer client was just, I think I cried literally. I was so overwhelmed. It was was a big price point, number one, and two, it was also like was I think we searched within like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It was pretty fast.
Wow.
Like they reached out to me, showings, like it was just back to back, and yeah, it was great.
That's amazing. So a lot of like my experience with renting and experience with buying, when like you reach out to a realtor for like rental space, they don't give you that much energy like if you're buying.
Okay, compared to if you're buying?
Yeah,
Okay,
compared to if you're buying.
Yeah.
So like what like I guess in price points I'm sure it's different.
Of course.
But how like if you were to measure it, like what's the benefit of like being a rental like realtor primarily versus like being like a home buyer, like
having buyer clients,
Yeah.
you mean? Number one, everything comes down to money, right? The amount of time you put into it versus what you get paid is I think is the biggest difference.
Yeah.
But there's a huge benefit in renting. When I started my first year, I think I helped like 100 tenants. It was some crazy ass number. I was burnt out to say the least. But a lot of those clients have now bought with me. So I would not say that I would take that back because number one, I learned how to do paperwork. I learned how to deal with customer expectations. I learned how to deal with emotional, because buying and renting is actually quite emotional. Some people are anxious, they're scared, they're like, I don't have a house, I have to move. Buying, of course, is more exhausting because maybe you saved up for God knows how long and you're putting all your money into something. Oh my God, how's the market? There's a lot of emotion. So I think everything I learned from helping those clients was really helping me now. I still help rentals, but more of my business is buying. But I won't swap that for anything. And even when people reach out to me saying they're like starting out their real estate business, people are like, I really hate these days because you don't really get as much. You don't get paid well, honestly. You work so much, you drive around, you talk to so many people, you do a lot. And it's bad. And even it's funny because some tenants are not loyal. Like some tenant clients, they can see like 5 homes with 5 different realtors, right? And it's like those realtors, one of those realtors could have gone for showings 3 days with them, like doing different things, and they get paid zero, because the service is kind of free for the tenants, but it's only secured if the agents helps you get something and actually the offer gets accepted. So if you see homes with like 3 different realtors and one realtor shows you 3 times, one realtor shows you 2 times, one realtor shows you, I don't know, 1 time, whatever, whichever of those ones you go with that actually gets you the offer accepted, the other ones did not get paid for that. So it's like, let's say going to work and not getting paid. So it's I get why agents hate it or like don't want to do it because it's a lot of work and time because sometimes it's on weekends away from family and like stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of like discerning who to work with, like in terms of clients, but there's a benefit too of it because you're building trust, you're getting to know people. It's so fulfilling. Like one of my clients is closing in 2 weeks. This is my 3rd home helping them get. I've seen their daughter grow from a kid to like, she's not a kid, but you know what I mean? Like growing the past few years. And the 2 times we're renting and now we bought like a house and it's just, I'm so excited for them. I feel like I'm part of their journey.
Yeah, you really are part of their journey.
It's very fulfilling and obviously there's referrals and things like that. So it's worth it.
So how do you choose a client? Like what are the things that, because honestly, when I look at realtors, I don't remember how I just search for a house and sometimes the realtor is tagged to the house and then they'll reach out to me and like, so how do you actually like choose your client? Okay,
it depends on life at that point. But for me, I always start with a phone call. If it's buyers or tenants, landlords, tenants, I always have to start with a phone call just to understand the person and their expectations and even see if something I'm able to deliver at that point. Sometimes I might not have capacity to help that person. I might refer them to someone. But if I can help, like I always just think of like, what is realistic in terms of what are they expecting? Is it realistic to the market or what is the market is dictating? If all of that is good, I'll tell them how I work. Some people, I've had very rude people that like, someone's only yelled at me over the phone. I know, crazy. But I've also had some people are very like, oh yeah, this sounds like a good plan. Like, let's do it. Like, you want to work with someone that feels like it's a partnership and not like someone that's condescending or thinks you're like their
boy.
Yeah, like, so it's a bit of different things. And obviously you pray to God for discerning spirits too, because not every business is good business. Yeah. Let's just say that. Yeah.
So how do you get paid? Like from renting and like buying, like
the brokerage pays you.
Yeah. Oh.
That's why I say it has good. Or do you mean like how much? Oh, sorry, what do you mean?
Like how do you get paid? Like if you close a deal for a rent for like someone renting or you close a
Yeah.
deal from someone buying a house.
Yeah.
How do you get
paid?
Yeah.
Okay, so technically brokerage is who pays you. It has to go through the brokerage, but it's the landlord or the seller that pays most times for most things. So when buying a house or selling a house, it's, I won't say standard, but the most common commission is 5% of the purchase price, and that's split between the buyer's agent and the seller's agent. So it can be 2.5, 2.5, it can be 3, it can be 2. It just depends on the negotiation you do with the seller as a listing agent. Most times it's the seller that pays typically the commission, and that's taken from the total price point of the house. So they're not taking money out of their accounts to pay you. So let's say it's sell a house for, I don't know, 1 million. 5% of 1 million is 50K, right? So 25%, 50K from the total proceeds of the purchase of the house is given to the lawyers, who sends it to the brokerage, and the brokerage now pays you. Does that make sense?
That's so
many processes. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So let's break it down.
Okay.
So Ayo has a home, 1 million.
You are selling a house. Let's use you.
So Ayo selling her house.
Yeah.
This buyer buys it.
The buyer pays 1 million from the lender, from the down payment, all of that. They pay 1 million to you.
Yes.
Right, as the seller.
I maybe clear off my mortgage for the house.
The lawyers is who clears all the financial things.
Okay.
So they send money to your bank, your brokerage, your account. They take care of all the money.
Okay.
Right? That's why the mortgage broker and the lawyer have to be in contact, because on the day of closing, your mortgage broker obviously is who finalizes the mortgage with the bank or the lender, and all that is to the lawyer. And then the lawyer is who pays everybody. They pay you the remaining of your balance from the mortgage, the real estate,
the house, how everything, much it has grown, and all of that.
Taxes, all of that, and then you take the money in your account. But everything else is paid to different people.
So that 50K that is taken out of,
yes, it goes to 25%, 25,000. Sorry, it goes to, because if it's split evenly, like say 2.5, 2.5. 25,000 goes to the seller's brokerage, and 25,000 goes to the buyer's brokerage. And then, you know how I said you still pay the brokerage takes out of your commission, then your brokerage then takes their cuts from that 25,000, and then you get paid. And then when you get paid, you have to put money aside for your taxes, because it's not like a regular
Speaks in tongues. Oh gosh.
You have to money around for your taxes, cost of running business, if it's gas, whatever it is that you use to run the business, you have to put money aside, and then obviously put money in your account. So it's a long process. And you want to get paid for anything from 1 week to 1 month, 2 months after the deal. So that's why you have to also have a lot of things going on. Yeah,
you have to have a lot of clients basically, to balance it out.
Keep life going. Yes.
Wow. So how is it for a pre-construction?
So in pre-construction, the builder pays you. Pays the lawyer. Well, the lawyer, and then everything is the same.
So it's the same. So they also have their own brokerage.
Builders typically don't have. They could have a brokerage that they work with, but it's not like a necessity, because they themselves they have a trust account. Because the importance of a brokerage is a trust account, it's not an individual account. It's like a real estate trust account. Yeah. But builders typically have that as well, right?
So would they need to pay somebody else from that? 50%. So would that 50%?
5%, you mean?
Yeah, so the 5%, 50% type of
Oh, yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so would it be...
They pay... Typically, no. With pre-construction, I've seen anything from 3% to 5% offered directly to the buyer's agent. That's why a lot of agents also do pre-construction, because it's higher commission.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, they don't pay. There's no two agents. It's just one agent. It's the agent that brings the buyer to them that they pay. But that's paid at the end, at closing, or sometimes broken down, because pre-construction can take 5 years, 7. It can take a while to be done. They'll have payment schedules, but again, it's passed to your brokerage, who then pays you.
So your first experience with closing, for a buying property.
Yeah.
How were you confident enough to be able to go through the process? And did you need mentorship or something to guide you through that? Or how was that?
Like I said, I switched my brokerage because I wasn't getting support. Yeah. So I definitely felt confident in the brokerage I was, because I was getting so much support. And I felt like I was knowledgeable talking to these buyers. And obviously, I also do my research. I'm researching things. I'm going with them with facts. I know what has sold recently. I know what's sold down the street, when it's sold, how much, what square footage, is it finished basement, does it have heated floors? I know the features of the house. So I feel like once you're equipped with knowledge, you're a bit more confident. Once you have knowledge and you have support, it's pretty good. Yeah.
So do you have to
Study.
Yeah,
basically.
Do you have to study the houses that? So, for example, let's say, okay, I want to buy a house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell you my price points.
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm not really sure about location.
Yeah.
I just tell you this is the amount that I'm willing to spend. This maybe the type of house I'm looking for, but maybe I don't know that either. So, how are you like knowledgeable about, like, do you have to study each house that you present, or you just present the houses and then what they like, then you study, like, how's your process?
Does it work? Yeah. So my first step for buyers is a buyer consultation, just because there's so many options and GTA is so big.
Yeah.
So in the buyer consultation, I ask more questions. Number one is always price point. Number two is like location. Even though you might not know a location you want to live, you might know a location you don't want to live in, right? That's that's a route. And you might also have family and friends that are more like, sometimes people are like, well, I have family in the West, like I have been Hamilton, Kitchener, Mississauga, so I would not want to go to like Ajax or Pequin, like just because they want support. So just figuring out like things like that, their lifestyle. Okay, do you work? Do you go into work? Like how many minutes drive do you want to do? So things like that. And typically, I know the average price points of different areas based on what you're looking for. Like, I have to, as a realtor, you have to study the market, right? Or know what is going on in different areas, especially the areas that you trade more. Yeah. If you ask me what's going on, I don't know. But you also want to like see, if someone wants a condo, let's say they want like a 1-bedroom condo, you know, like roughly what that would be. If someone says they want a 4-bedroom detached house or a 4-bedroom semi-detached house in this, you know, like, okay, this is the price one. So if what they're telling you is different, like let's say you want a 2-bedroom condo in Toronto, let's just use that. And you're telling me your budget is 500. I know like that's not really feasible for Toronto. Is there a different market we can go to? And is there room in that 500 to negotiate, to like increase it? Or do you even need a 2-bedroom? Do you need a 1+? Then is the second bedroom an office? Can we go get something smaller? So I work with what the clients are saying and try to suggest things. And I also like, when my buyer consultation, I share because it's a Zoom call or Google Meet call. I share my screen, we explore different markets, we see what things are selling for, not what they're on the market for. Because people see what's on the market, like, oh, I can get it, I can negotiate that number. Like... No, let's see what is actually selling for so we can make sure that still price point aligns with your purchase price, because no seller is going to see their house, the neighbor selling their house for 800 but want to sell to you for 600, even though you might be listed for 600. So yeah. So it's a little bit of science and a math, but we do it.
How do you deal with disappointments from like a client's perspective?
You cry and you pray.
Facts.
Yeah, my husband is there. My husband is always hearing all my shit. But no,
it's okay.
I think it's part of business. It's part of business. Again, because I told you my dad was in business, so he used to complain to me about some clients and some stuff. So I know like some things are just part of things, and you just have to trust that everything is going to work out eventually for better. Yeah.
So before you started at the brokerage, or like you started becoming like a realtor, you were working 9 to 5, or were you?
Yeah.
So how did you like switch that, like shift in like your routine, your schedule to
my pay?
That
was my mom's biggest fear.
Your pay, like in terms of starting your own thing by yourself and like.
Yeah, I think you just have to think of the future you want and see if where you're at aligns with that future you want. And if what you want aligns more, and whichever aligns more, just try it. And also, like at that point, I was young. I didn't have dependents. I don't have kids or anything. So it's like, what's actually the worst case? You go back to your 9 to 5, or you go back to your job. Like, and I always feel like you're going to regret not trying. Like, so I always just, my friends know, if they need that, like, just try. Just, you don't want to just live in that fear of, I wish I did this. So, yeah.
What would you say is like the biggest skill set that you need, like as a realtor?
I'll definitely say emotional intelligence, because you need to hear what people are saying when they're not saying it. And it's like you can't let your own emotions, like there's your emotion and there's a business person. Like you can't let because you're one person. There's no HR, there's no like customer service, there's no boss that you can be like, let me pass it on to my manager. Like it's you, so you have to regulate yourself to also hear what the client is trying to get to you, because you're the messenger. So anything they're feeling is you, right? So you want to make sure you're actually hearing their fear or their worry, despite the fact they're not saying it, and try to navigate how to say that in a way that doesn't trigger them, but also makes them I definitely say it's emotional intelligence.
Emotional
Yeah.
intelligence, I think, is very key. I think for everything, man,
Yeah.
like having
Yeah,
that
for sure.
intelligence is like, because you don't want to touch on too many toes. You want to just keep it very diplomatic.
And you have to be
sometimes.
firm. You don't want people to push you around. You don't want people to think, yeah. It's a
So
lot.
did you already have that like personality type before going into like being firm, being like?
I'll say yes.
Okay.
I'll say yes.
Okay.
But obviously, it's different when you're friends with your friends and people that know you, strangers, and people that actually control your business somewhat. But I think I've definitely improved being in the business than before I was in the business, for sure. Yeah.
And how did you find clients? Like,
For me, I think everything comes from God basically, but it's social media that really, really gave me a lot of clients. Instagram, when I first started, especially, I used to post like informative stuff. I still try to do it now, but it's just hard keeping up with everything. Trying to work on it. But yeah, I used to post a lot of informative stuff. People would DM me, ask me questions, book a call, have conversations. And that's in real estate. I can talk to someone now and they don't transact to me for till the next 2 years. So you have to keep like just have conversations, you know? So I think, social media helped with that. And then those clients started referring me to other clients. And like right now, my business is basically referrals, but I'll say definitely started off with social media and then just kept going.
And do you usually like, are there like seasonal like downtimes or when is the perfect time to be buying houses, like renting, like were there seasons where it's like, okay,
it's
you
slower
don't,
than some. There's always gonna be that time, but there's no like general season. But typically, I guess when it comes to buying a house, for my buyers, I always find that summer is good because a lot of people are vacationing because everyone's just like, I don't want to do this. So, and weather is nice, so. Sellers that are on the markets need to sell typically realistically, so because a lot of people wait till fall because I don't know if you've heard of the fall market or the spring market. Those are the times that people typically search more or like are more active. So I'll say definitely summer is good and that holiday December season is good because a lot of people are also like are also trying to get ready for holiday, traveling, winding down, going to see family, all of that. So as a buyer, you want to get into the market when there's less people in the market, just because there's less competition for you. And as a seller, you want to get into it when there's more people. So it's always a bit of balance. But honestly, when it's the best time for you, it's the best time for you. Like if you're a seller and like your family is expanding and you need to move, then you just work with the market you have to make sure your property sells for a good price. And if you're a buyer, you need to move, you try to get the best deal possible in that time and just work with it.
Do you prefer working with sellers or buyers?
I like both. So I like sellers because I can like be creative and I like I can figure out. I love the staging, the photography, like the prepping, the meeting with electricians, with painters. I like all of that like background to make it look pretty when it comes on the market, right?
Oh, so you're involved in that
I'm involved in all of that. Yeah. That's why when you hear the 5%, like, you're not making money, but you're actually spending money too, right? I help my clients like prep the house. If it's get like people to declutter the house, like movers and stuff to like move some stuff to storage. If it's to paint the house, change all the light fixtures, make the house look very nice for the buyers because buyers always have options and you want your house to be memorable for them. So I love that like brainstorming part, and I love most of my clients give me freedom. So I love it because it's just I can do what I want. I don't need to like check in. So I like that. And then with buyers, it's very fulfilling seeing like hearing that first call of like, I want this, is this possible? Oh my God, I'm so scared. Like, is it? And then when they get their keys, like, oh my God. Yeah. So it's weird. Like sellers too, it's nice when they sell, but it's not as emotional as buyers. Yeah. So I like both for different reasons.
Fair. And during the time where all of the interest rates were going up and like there was so much tension in terms of like buying or selling, like how was that for you, like as a realtor?
I feel like in general, if you're working with anything that's tied to the economy, like any business or any career that's tied to the economy, you have that experience at some point. So it was just more of like, okay, this is just the reality of my business. Like it's so tied to people's money and people's dollars and all of that. So I can't just, act like it doesn't. So I saw it as a learning experience, as like, because you're going to be the people have been real estate agents for 15 years, 20 years. Like my mentor has been in this business for years. So it's just one of those things that it will come and it will pass. So it was just it's part of it. And luckily for me, I still had clients too. So it wasn't like
There was
There's
nothing going
nothing,
on.
exactly. And I was still having conversations with people, trying to understand where their head is at. Because again, I talked to someone today, I might
Might
not
not
get
pan
anything from
out.
that to
Yeah.
2 years of time. So it's, yeah. So just stay positive and just know it's part of the process.
In your experience with condo selling or condo buying and like actual like physical like big houses, like what would you say like is the benefit of like each, like if someone is buying a condo
Versus
versus
a
like a
house.
house?
I'll say sometimes it's proximity and budget and time in the market. So we've all heard you can't time the markets and all of that, but you can control your time in the market. So if you know your price point is on the lower end based on the prices in GTA, just because we're in an expensive city.
Sadly.
Yes. Let's say you only pre-approved for like, I don't know, 550, 500, whatever the case is, you know, you have two options. Either you go out further to get maybe a house if that's what you want, or you stay closer and get a condo, right? With condos, let's say you choose to stay close and buy a condo, you will probably be banking on appreciation more than anything else. And you're gonna definitely get a smaller space compared to like a house, because houses most times have like 3 bedrooms or even two, maybe a basement or something. There's always more space with houses. So you want to just choose what you're sacrificing in that thing, but there's none that's a bad investment. I think it's just it's a matter of what works for you at your stage. Like if you're like, let's say for your family and you're pre-approved for like 550 or so, you know you can't do a condo because it's too small,
You
right?
have to
Then
go
you go
somewhere
further
farther,
out
yeah.
and because otherwise your money is appreciating in the market, right? Like your money is in a property, it's gonna keep growing. So if you choose to do it in a condo, it's growing. If you choose to do it in a house, it's growing. Yeah.
So when would you say, like, was there a moment in your career where you felt like, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? Or was there a moment where you're like, yes, like I'm actually where I'm supposed to be?
I'll say more the latter. Yeah, more the latter. But there's always that, oh my God, like, is this what I'm meant to do? Like, but then when you have those moments of like, oh my God, this is so fulfilling, I feel so aligned, it's just, yeah, it's everything. It's peace. Yeah.
So how did you successfully brand yourself to become like Christianah the Realtor? Like,
I should ask you because I don't even know.
no, but like now, like you're going for speaking engagements, you're hosting events, you're doing things that are outside of just
Selling house.
selling houses. So I guess when did you get to that point in your like business or in your brand that it became
That.
yeah?
I'll say something I've learned from mentorship, my mentor and everything is just more of you can't treat yourself, you have to treat yourself like a business. Everything businesses are doing, all these big businesses, Pepsi, Amazon, all of this. Obviously, I'm not as big as them. But like there's not yet. Amen. There's things you have to still focus on marketing. You have to focus on like again, even like financial planning, taxes, all these little things, like allocating money for advertising. Or there's things you have to think of yourself beyond like I'm just getting a paycheck and I'm spending my money. You want to think of how can I grow my brand? How can I be scalable? What do I want to do? What is the end goal of who I obviously you might not know who you want to be in 5 years. Not everyone knows, and it's not a big deal if you don't know. But you want to make sure you're doing things that are outside just like selling and stuff, because that's not always going to be the case. Like it's not always going to be high. So you just look at interest rates and things.
Yes.
You still want to talk to people, get yourself out there, let people know about you. So you just have to think of it as a business and try to do what you can do at different parts. Like I said, staying on social media is so hectic for me sometimes just because I'm on the road a lot, I'm doing so many things, but I still have to try like to just see myself as a business, not just someone that sells houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like doing all this, like doing events. I know you have a passion for impacting people and like teaching and like guiding.
Yeah.
So when did you decide in your business that you wanted to start doing that?
Yeah.
And like, were there like steps that you took to make that possible?
It's funny because this event I had, I've been doing it for like 2 years or so. Like, it's been a long time. But I try to observe what I enjoy in my job, but what I like in my job, and try to see if I can keep doing that. For example, I noticed, obviously, I enjoyed working with first timers just because it's more, I can relate to them, like it's cute.
It is.
And also like with females too, because my event was like a female based event. I've had so many types of great and sad conversations. I've seen how women have been put in unfortunate circumstances because maybe a guy was non-title and they were not. Non-title or was not, or like they had to. Like I've heard so many things, and a lot of people like. That's something people don't realize. When my business, a lot of people tell me their secrets, like they're like
personal
stuff. Like they can tell you stuff about their family, their partner, like things that you're like, whoa. If you saw me, like, well, obviously because again my job. You help people with going through divorce. You help people going through burying someone. Like you help people with different, not just exciting, exciting parts. So I've heard so many situations. I'm like, oh my God, I really want to try to avoid this for people. I want to see what I can do to help. So I was thinking, what's a way that I can do this? And I love hosting, like in the personal side, like my friends, when they come to my house, they're like, is there food? Like I love like all of that. So I'm like trying to put together. Exactly. Like. And like again, like I said, I'm firstborn. I have all girls, so there's some things that just like speak to me, and I just feel like I really can do. So I'm like, okay, how can I mesh this in a business form? And I do it. And again, my mentor, like bouncing ideas off these people, they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. And there's some things that you just feel. When I did my events, for example, in May or April, end of April, I felt so aligned, and I was like, and you just keep chasing that through different things, right? Because you might not know. You spend so much money on doing different things. Everything is still business cost, but you don't know how that's going to come back in the future, right? And I think people get scared, and annoyingly with business, the faster you lose money, the better for you. So you can. But it still sucks. Again, I have no dependents or anything, so it's a bit easier for me to do some things than some people. But you just have to just try to think really like a business and put yourself out there. Yeah. It's very hard. I don't know. I haven't cracked the code, but
cracking it though.
I'm trying.
Oh, okay. One last question.
Okay.
This is about generational wealth.
Yes.
And a lot of people say, oh, like if you buy houses, you can build generational wealth. Like if you do this, if you go into real estate, there's so much you can achieve with real estate. But
how?
From you, your experience, do you actually believe, or do you believe that generational wealth can be built through real estate, and like how?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000. I've seen it happen. My clients happen in my own personal life. 1,000%. I know. I think we always think generational wealth as like I'll pass it on to my kids, which is it's a form of generational wealth. But there's literally families and parents that their properties have appreciated so much. I have clients, their parents take money out of their house to help them buy their house. And it just keeps going and going and going. So it's, in terms of what it can do for you and your family, obviously you have to talk to professionals to know how to leverage your investment, because I call it an investment. Somewhat, I know you can be living in it, but it's still to give you something of freedom later on. So just talk to people, see the options, equity. Like there's so much you can do, and I 100% believe in it. 110. Like I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't. Like I don't know how to sell something I don't believe in. Yeah. So yeah.
Nango. Generational wealth. Per. Okay, so we have 2 audience questions that we want to quickly ask you. Pick your brain, I guess. Okay, so the first question goes. Hi, Christianah. I'm 29, single, and recently got a decent paying job. I know. I've been saving for a down payment, but with everything going on, high interest rates, inflation, and the pressure to own something before 30, in quotes, I honestly don't know if buying a home is the smart move or just a rushed decision. How do you know if you're buying because you're ready or because you're afraid of being left behind?
That's a great question. Because I have this conversation with my clients, like my first-time buyers. I think 2 in every 3. Like a lot of people really. So let's back. It sounds like, I don't know, but it sounds like she has a desire, but she's scared to get into it because she doesn't want to feel left behind. That's her biggest worry, being left behind. I'll say number 1, to understand your finances, just talk to a mortgage broker. A lot of people don't like to, but the reason I say this is because then you can make peace with yourself. So for example, let's say you have 50K saved or 40K saved, you're making, I don't know, 80K, 90K, whatever it is you're making, you have, obviously, you know your credit. Maybe you have a car, maybe you don't have a car. I don't know if you have student loans. You know your financial situation based on your life. Discuss all this with the mortgage broker. If the mortgage broker is like, okay, what you can afford is 400, 500, and you're like, okay, is this a, then you look at what is going for 400, 500. See what it will cost you monthly as well, because not just the purchase price. See what it will cost you monthly as well. Am I comfortable with that money, that amount, spending that amount monthly? Am I comfortable with the kind of property I'll be buying at that price point as well? If everything is a yes, then I'll say get into it, not because you're feeling like you're left behind, but because the numbers and everything makes sense for you. And again, like, you should also think of what it, because some people, I've heard some ladies and some guys too say like they don't want to buy a house till they get married or till they find a partner. So think of it as like, why is that? Is that a thing that you want to do? And if that's the thing you want to do, sure. Like, is there a way we can put your money to be growing if it's stocks or whatever? Like, you just want to make sure you're making an informed decision for your situation. If you have, like, let's say you're dating and you're about to get engaged, maybe it makes more sense to wait to get, if you guys want to buy something. But if you don't have a partner yet and you don't know when that will happen, but you have this 100K, 120K sitting, and you can actually afford something, and you actually like what you can afford, and you're comfortable with the monthly payments, it might be time to get into it. And you can even explore buying outside, like Ontario, like if it's always Alberta, or like you can just explore and think of like, what is the reason I want to invest? Is it to like put my money to be growing somewhere, or is it just to say, okay, I've done it and I've checked? But if it's to say you've done it and get your parents off your back, get your friends off your back, that's never a great way option. But if there's other motives for you and it aligns, for sure. Yeah.
I love that answer. All right, so the second question is, hi Christianah, I bought my first home a few years ago and now I'm thinking about getting into investment properties. But honestly, the idea of being a landlord, dealing with tenants, and managing a second mortgage feels overwhelming. Yeah. Especially as someone who didn't grow up seeing this done. How do I start, and what are things I should consider?
That's good. It seems like person's main thing is investment. There's different ways to invest. You don't have to invest in real estate, but if you choose to invest in real estate, there's also different ways to invest in real estate. There's Airbnb. Some people don't like landlords. Some people like that. There's also people that go through long-term rentals, like and be landlords, but they have a property manager, and the property manager takes a cut out of their rent monthly. Yeah. So you just want to explore like the different options and see which one you are most comfortable with. And why do you want to get a second property? Is it just because you're trying to grow your portfolio? If it's been a desire for you to always want to grow your portfolio, and I say get into it, just find a method that works for you. If it's hiring a property manager, doing Airbnb and hiring like cleaners and property manager for short term, like you just need to figure out which one really works for. If it's buying with someone else and maybe you are just putting up like 70% of the down payments, they are putting 30% and they're managing it, something like that too. There's different ways you want to be creative, but I'll say definitely chat with even like a mortgage broker to even see the whole idea of a second mortgage, how that will affect you financially too, because people think it's just buying a house again, but sometimes there might be some things you might be able to do, maybe take money out of the first one to help, or like help with monthly payment, things like that. I don't know. But I'll say just talk to professionals and educate yourself on different, and talk to a real estate agent, me, and educate yourself on like the different options you might have in the investment market.
Love it. Okay. All right. So we're done with the audience questions. Great. We do have a this or that game that we're gonna play. Okay. But before that, if I wanted to reach out to Christianah, I want her to be my realtor, how do I do that?
I'll give you my Calendly link, but there's a link that you can book a 15-minute call with me, and that way we can just touch on like the first few, like get your first thoughts and just know where you're at, and then we can go from there. If it's scheduling a buyer consultation is typically 1 hour. If you need to talk to a mortgage broker, I can refer to a mortgage broker. We'll just figure it out from the first call, what you need. You're going to rent as well, talk about locations, price points, stuff like that. So yeah. That's the best way.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's play this game. Okay. Quick and easy. All right. So the first one is condo with a view or a detached house in the middle of nowhere.
For me, condo with a view.
You give condo girly.
I love convenience. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to shovel snow. I don't want to think of roof. I don't want to think of plumbing. I love a condo.
But how, like your experience, like people with families, like
They have to get yeah. Eventually, you do. I will have to eventually, but it's just while I can, I won't.
stay with
Yeah,
the condo.
and as long as you know how to maintain the property, because people just think of, oh, I'm buying a house. They don't think of I actually have to maintain it. And in Canada, with the weather changes, you have to figure out how to do different things at different seasons.
Okay, so the second one is buy a house with your ex or live with your in-laws for 2 years.
Living my in-laws for 2 years, they're like the best.
I love that. Okay, only show houses in a snowstorm or only in a heat wave with no AC.
Whoa, snowstorm. I have winter tires, eh?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you should.
I should. No AC is crazy. Snowstorm, man.
Gosh, I'm always so scared of snow. I don't know. It just gives me.
I know, but heat with no AC, we're all smelling.
It's giving musting.
Literally.
Okay.
Literally.
All right. So a client who lowballs every offer, or one who wants to see 40 houses before choosing.
Client who lose balls every offer. How many offers? 40?
Well, maybe like 10.
Low balls every offer. I'll say low ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some clients I'm a very big believer you don't have to see 100 homes to decide. I actually feel the more homes you see, the more confused you'll be.
Yeah.
And like the more you can narrow down in the buyer consultation, you can figure out what you're looking for. It's because people start to get emotionally fatigued, exhausted, frustrated, and they take it out on you. So and they don't realize that, like, hey, I'm the professional. Listen to me. I know what I'm doing. So I'll definitely say low ball, because low ball you can always figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is every home you sell comes with a pet snake, or the seller insists on being present at every showing.
Every home I sell comes with a pet snake. No, but it's for the buyer, right? The snake is for the buyer.
Yeah.
Or the seller insists on being home. I hate when sellers are home, to be honest.
Why is that?
Because they're always over, like buyers don't like people breathing over them. Like imagine you're going to see a home and the person is following you, asking you questions like, oh, what do you think? Oh, this kitchen is so good. I renovated it. Oh, this is, it's like, okay, like let me just see the home, you know? And then sometimes they're like on your neck, like, oh, how was that? What did they say? Like trying to listen to conversations. Like it's not great. But pet snake is kind of, is it for my buyers or for me?
It's from the buyers.
If the buyers want the snake,
you'll be fine.
I actually know someone that actually had a pet snake.
That's
I was always so
crazy.
scared to go to their house, but I went a few times.
That's crazy.
They had it in a glass thing. I was like, you're so bold.
That's crazy. Okay. The next one is sell your dream home, but you can never live in it, or live in your dream home, but can never sell another property again.
Live in my dream home, I can sell a property again, or sell my dream home. I've sold homes that I really like, but I don't know. I don't have a dream home.
I was gonna say, do you even have a dream home?
No, I don't. I know features I like in homes, but I don't have. I would say it's weird because on one hand I want to say have my dream home and never sell again, because there's so many things you can do in life apart from selling a house. But at the same time, it's nice to also sell really nice homes to people.
That's a hard one.
Yes, it is hard. I'll say sell homes, sell the dream homes. I'll probably figure out my own home.
You find another home.
Yeah.
You find another dream home.
I'll make my own dream home.
Build it.
Yes, build
it. Okay. Only be able to speak in real estate terms for a year, or never be able to post another closing photo again. Do you even
I don't want to post closing photos, so never be able to post another photo again. Please. I don't post sold, all of that. I don't see the point. I know people do it so they can think people are like they are active, which is good, but I think there's other ways.
It's kind of confusing. Like when I go on your page, like I'm just saying sold. Okay, which one is the one available?
And for me, it's like, okay, now you've sold. It doesn't make people want to still reach out to you, because you're posting so people can reach out to you, but they don't really. Every agent does that. It's like you want.
It's not personable.
It's not, and like obviously you should still get that message out that you are active and that you are getting results done. But there's other ways.
Okay. Yeah. Work with a client who argues with every contractor, or one who cries after every showing.
Cries. Someone that arguing every time is like, I don't like when people are not like teachable. Like it's like there's I don't when I work with electricians and painters and home inspectors and all these people, I don't even talk because I know like that's their job. They do this every day. Like I've seen homes obviously that has mold, that has different things, but I don't understand it as much as the home inspector. So I want to learn. So I can't imagine like I'm bringing this professional to my client.
And they're just arguing.
And they're just arguing.
Why must I pay that?
And it's like, these people went to school for this. They do this every day, you know, like while you're at your 9 to 5, they are doing this. So they actually, it's like someone arguing with you at your own job. So I definitely would pick the other. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Crying is okay. We all cry.
We all cry, right? Okay, 2 more. Yeah. Show homes with no AC in July or in minus 25 degree with frozen locks and snow in your boots.
It's funny because I do the other one already. Like I show homes with frozen locks. But no AC in July is fine.
I've been to houses there's no AC. It's like hot.
Yeah, but it's like you're there for a few minutes. Yeah. I'll just take fun.
Okay, client wants to pray over every room in tongues for 10 minutes or smudge sage and crystals while you wait.
Let's pray in tongues. Let's pray in tongues.
Have you ever had like clients that are like completely outside of like maybe like I don't know values that you have?
Oh, 100%.
And how do you like stay professional with that?
I actually just see it as a learning experience. Like tell me like what is it that you believe? Like why do you believe in that shit? Like educate me. I'm like, oh cool. I don't have to agree. There's love. Even houses. A lot of clients can love a house I don't like just the way it looks. Well, it's not my house.
Yeah, it's not
me. And like, people can like things I don't like. It's the world, right? So I know you spend a lot of time with clients because you go out for showings with them, but you want them to express themselves and feel comfortable. So you just see it as a learning experience.
That's cool. All right. One last thing before you leave. If you were to talk to your 10-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Girl, you're gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine.
Like just keep working hard and just stay focused. You figure it out. I'm not figuring it out yet. I'm telling myself this too. So.
For the future self.
Future self. Yes. Okay. Yes. And have God on your side for sure. So
All right. Well, you heard from Christianah, the realtor. Yay. She was amazing. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you in your next video.
Bye.